So Rangers the other day lost to Manchester United in the Europa League despite a late goal, and they needed to cook. Because currently outside of the automatic Europa places and in Scotland, 13 points behind Celtic. The manager keeps people undecided, but I've made a decision, or the board have, to get rid of him and go ahead and hire me. As to get out the way of Celtic, we're going to take Rangers to the Premier League and beyond, searching for that UCL title. As yes people, as you can see by the Premier League table, we've got Rangers in 17th, taking the spot of the Southampton squad, which are bottom of the league, and of course, we have done this with Celtic. Now we turn to the other side, we go ahead with the Blues in Rangers to rebuild, as this is our squad, and we are keeping things the same. We do need 6 Scottish players. We've got to get them into this team, as I believe there's only 2 at the moment. We've got Barron and Suta, the defender. As yeah, there was more in the Celtic squad, and I must say before we keep on going into this rebuild, if I do sound really croaky, at the moment, like I said in the last video I did, really suffering from a cold. Believe it's on its way out now, so apologies if I sound like Maurizio Sarri in this video, as £12 million, that should be enough to work with in season number 1, as the next thing I want to do is evaluate our Scottish players. We do have a youngster, Bailey Rice, not quite Declan, and this guy isn't Scottish, but this guy, Leon King, he looks a quality centre-back. If we could get him in the team in the future, do need to make some different moves for now. And Lowry, we could do some loaning out here. And because we need to do it anyway, why not get started on the academy, selecting Scotland as the destination and goalkeeper as the position, as I believe the best Scottish keeper in the game, rating-wise, is Angus Gunn, and I don't see him as a long-term replacement. So this is what we found. As you can see, sent the scout out, and we do have a good player, Duncan Ritchie. He will go straight into the squad, but I'm gonna promote another one in Watson for the bench, because now, as you can see, it is slightly weak, but there's a few Scottish players on there, and 2 in the first team in Barron and of course Sutar. As I have changed our shape up, we've gone for a counter-attacking style in the 4-1-2-1-2 diamond, because I didn't rate our wingers. We can get the big duo up front together, a lot of players in their favoured positions, and we're playing with attacking fullbacks, so we do go to a 3 at the back. If Raskin just drops back, as he is a really good prospect. Same with Rivdan Yilmaz, really looking forward to using him, and Diamande in the midfield. He will be a gem. Lovely, as he'll be a centre mid as well, as the only thing we really do need to sign, I did just say about trusting these 2, but another striker wouldn't go amiss, as Matthias Abline. Yes, he isn't the best rating, but we're not starting with the best overall. We have to build ourselves up, and plus we could afford another player with the money we've just saved, as this man, could he return to Rangers? Aaron Hickey. Now we don't have the money, but I am going to put 7 million in, plus a sell-on clause, and plus Nadim Bajrami, bringing a Scottish player in and someone to replace Tavernier when he does get old, and also weakening a rival. And this is exactly why we got him. Look at that. Aaron Hickey, 80 rated already, and I do feel sorry for Tavernier. The club legend down here has got more game time, but has gone down in rating. Danilo has gone up, which is good, because he's actually younger than Dessers. I stuck with in the team as our midfield is the best. Defense still needs working on. That triangle 3 at the back, the goalkeeper and the 2 centre-backs. As here are what the ratings look like. I didn't even know Diamande was number 10, but can he be a 10 out of 10? Changing his position up. Oh my days, +4 with the centre mid swap. Now becoming our highest rated, but in terms of goals scored, Danilo is on top, and he's just over Dessers. Tavernier still got a lot as well as the players we loaned out. Bailey Rice has done okay. Richie's got a bright future. Heftay's done okay, 74 rated at 21. Then we've got King, Lowry, not really first team worthy just yet, as objective number 1 to survive in the Premier League. And we go ahead and do that rather easily. 8 points off Leicester, as Bournemouth went down and the FA Cup is won by Chelsea over United. For a second there, I thought that was our badge. As we lost to Middlesbrough, they have a good Scottish player in Ben Doak. Of course, we don't need him. In the shape we play in the quarterfinals of the Carabao, reached losing to Liverpool, and that is a huge shame because they kind of draw similar to Celtic with You'll Never Walk Alone, and they are of course the rivals, as I don't think we were in the Europa. No, because we've transferred to England. As if you want to transfer luck to this save, leave a like and hit the subscribe button. As what do we do this season as well? Because we do have these loan players back. Richie, now do we go ahead and transfer them into the first squad? Because we do need some Scottish players. The ones on the bench aren't good enough, and the ones in the team, I do want to replace one of those. In the captain, Sutar. He's not going to be here a long time. Hickey and Barron, on the other hand, are very good. Also still looking at another cam, another striker, maybe? Not this season's priority, but I do have players in mind for them positions. Also academy this year. I don't feel we need to use it. Think in the club at the moment we do have enough good Scottish players who are young. It's just a matter of fact if we use them or don't use them, as this is more of a Prem budget, £41 million, and could even rise to more. As you can see on my transfer list, a lot of decent players on it, including Hadji and the left and right mid, because we don't use them anymore and we're saying goodbye to a lot of them straight away. Before we even go and spend any money, we've sold Kieran Dowell, Ross McCausland to Sheffield United for £2 million, and also to the Championship, Hadji for £16 million. Can't believe it actually, I just accepted the bid straight away. Going down a league to Bournemouth, but can we bring in any of their players? They do have one Scottish man, Ryan Christie, but of course, I know this man has his Celtic links, and I'm not going to upset Rangers fans willingly anyway, as Evanilson's a good shout. And they even have the brother of our man, Tavernier. But it's not them two I've decided on. I know we need a defender, so Ilya Zabranyi, 22-year-old Ukrainian, looks fantastic and heard good things, so I am going to go ahead and sign him. But I don't know, because my first thought was to go for another keeper. Butland, 32. But then we do have Richie, who's already on the bench to make up the Scottish numbers. Then again, we lost Hadji, so we do need another cam. And I am all about going to the past to rebuild the future, as Ahmad was on loan at Rangers a few seasons ago. So I'm going to break the bank, keep Butland, and go ahead and get my man to fit that missing piece of the puzzle in cam. And here he is, do not worry. We swapped around his position before the season started, as look, we're starting to see a lot of 80 rated. Ballon on his own up front, but still, got Raskin, we've got Butland who hasn't played, still a 76 though, as game time has somehow found its way into the lap of Duncan Ritchie, 19 years old still, and I have no issue with that. I'd love him to play, as the player that has played the most up front, scoring them goals, is Abline, who actually didn't get many last season, and we haven't loaned many players out this. Don't worry, players are going out on drills, as we had Rice and Nisiala out, both doing relatively okay, as I thought we'd be in 13th again. It's an 8th place finish for Rangers in the Premier League. Wow, did not expect that. Literally behind the Sky Sports top 6 and Newcastle, which is normal for them to be right there, and I believe we might get into the Conference League, as the FA Cup won by Spurs. They beat the rivals Chelsea this time, and we did make a quarter-final, losing to Leeds United. However, knocked out in round 2 by that team Bournemouth we did a swap with last season, as the Carabao won by Newcastle. But this begs a question. Do we still play Duncan Ritchie? A really good prospect, but of course we're now playing in Europe with the objective to win the Conference League, which is maybe doable with him, but do we get someone better? He's Scottish though, 19, and I think that Scottish tax may get him in the team, as we do need to take a Scottish player out. Sutar, I'm sorry. this season is the season he goes, or maybe sticks on the bench, as Danilo could also go. Or Dessers, who's on the bench, 31, and we did have another striker, Igame, or Igmane, 23-year-old. Forgot about this man, to show you that is. He did get loaned out last year and has done well, so I think that keeps him around the squad for now. And also Rabbi Matondo, you might have noticed in the background, now is a cam, so that keeps him here at Rangers. Maybe move Lowery to a centre mid, as there's 4 Scottish men on the bench, and not counting Sutar, we do have 2 in the first team. So free to sign any centre back we want, and the budget just keeps rolling up. From SPFL to Premier League to Conference League budget. You love to see it, as did they go and get promoted last year? They did Bournemouth, and that's a shame, because I wanted Hulson. You know, the centre-back that they have, he's playing very well, would have partnered Zabranyi, as Wolves did get relegated, but I don't want to sign Totti. I want someone a little bit better, and I saw this man play against Barca for Benfica in that utterly crazy Champions League game. From Ahmad to Araujo, Thomas Araujo, the Portuguese centre-back, is young and joins us, allowing players to leave, as the first one's not Big John Sutar. It is Danilo to, of course, get our striker budget up for a starter, as there is Big John. Is he brothers with Harry Sutar? Do look very similar, and we do have Leon King to replace him. On the bench as now a striker, and I think we could get a few. With the budget we have, 82 million to spend, and win the Conference League with us. We do have Igaman as a backup, so maybe we get a first teamer and then a few more bench positions. Like a backup cam in Aronson, definitely a big fan of him. And then the main striker from Frankfurt, Hugo Ekitike. This French connection right here, both 24-year-olds, should absolutely blitz the Prem, with Ahmad supporting them with his rating kind of stunted by Aronson, but hey, the first team still works for me. Apart from Richie, who hasn't been played yet. He's gave the game time to Butland, understandable. Maybe last season he had an injury. That could be the reason that Richie played, and maybe we need to replace him again, as Raskin, our best player, 87 rated. Unreal, and for a man that was really expensive to bring in, to be outscored by Mohamed Diamande. A little bit worrying as well, as Ahmad's goals as Abline, 23 for the other Frenchman, who shouldn't score as many. It's great, and I can't really moan, but I can moan about the league position, because we finish 8th again, this time just above Burnley. And Leicester, who were up there. Can we at least win a cup this year? We've got the Conference as the FA Cup. That is won by Aston Villa, showing we still have the chance. There's a round of 16 exits and a round 2 exit again in the Carabao to Blackpool. Screw you, Steve Bruce, as I jet to the Europa League by mistake and Porto go and win it. The bitter rivals in Europe of the MWS channel, as we go ahead and finish 10th, which with our 80+ rated team is a little disappointing. Behind Rapid Vienna, but at least we got through the playoffs, hammering Wolfsberger 6-2 on aggregate. But then after that, Serviette of the Swiss League go ahead and beat us, keeping a clean sheet in 2 legs. And this time, well, we've got to be a lot savvier with money, as we haven't got that much compared to what I initially expected. And I have just done contracts. That is a Conference League budget. Again, I believe, or maybe Aston Villa's beat us to it. They did win the FA Cup, and yes, I stand corrected. I'm learning, because they won the FA Cup. We don't go into it. I believe cup winners take over, finishing 8th in the league for European competition, as you know where we need to sign by that. Yes, I did not pay attention to contracts last season, hence why I started this year with it, and we don't have a keeper. Both of them decided to leave, as Duncan Ritchie still a free agent. Could sign him back, but that's not the way I roll round here. And Butland, actually, both of them still are free agents, but this gives us a chance to reset. Goalkeepers we do need in order to just go for it next year, and I'm gonna look at the best of the best first Free agents, Butland might be the best one. And yes, no luck on my side. I think I made a bad decision there, not re-signing the contract. So Benjamin Lecomte, he will be our backup man. And to be fair, he's took a wage, which is a lot lower than the majority of players in the squad. Our French lads just like playing, not for the money, but for the passion of Rangers, as now 50 million for the first team one. As do we only need that as well? I mean, Rice on the bench, I might trust. We do have a DM. Still, he is a Scottish player. As yes, I'm paying attention. And now I might stay off counter. I might go short passing with the high line, my usual approach. And I want to keep teams guessing, so I've changed the way my team plays to more wide with Ahmad, who of course is a passed winger. Going far out to the right, we've got Diamande covering the left, and now we need to cover our backs with a world-class goalkeeper here. And I think I've found just the one. Definitely affordable. Philip Jurgensen. Now I know Kasper Schmeichel is at Celtic side, so we will go ahead and get a Dane that is better for Rangers, as this is the only player I want, so I'm going to splash the cash. Hopefully in the Champions League next year, not needing to save this year, as the budget should go up. So welcome Philip Jurgensen. Hopefully, like I said, takes Rangers to the Champions League. And yes, that goalkeeper we just rushed into the club has helped us out massively. Champions League football with Rangers. Expected as Liverpool, Chelsea, Spurs all drop out, 71 points. It was the same actually as Arsenal. Not bad from us, but one thing that could have been better is a trophy. Look at that. 4-3 loss in a finale. That is hard to take, as then Arsenal win the Carabao. Would have loved to swap places with them, as we lost 2-2 to Spurs. That was in round 4. And I'm here doing this thing again, looking in the Conference League to try and find where we are. We're not in it from our disappointing season. One of the other teams overtook us as United, 22nd in the Conference League. That is embarrassing for them. And is it embarrassing for us, you know, to not be higher in the league? Because we've got 88s all round and a few other good players. But the bench, yeah, it's lacking. The goalkeeper's turned out bad again. Probably need to replace Rice, which will not be an easy thing, because if we're going to replace a Scotsman, we do need another Scotsman, as Abline, 33 goals. As honestly, what do we do here now? I don't know what our budget will be. I haven't signed the contracts up yet. Rice, but then another player. Zabranyi's only 84 rated, and now we are in the Champions League. Do we need a better rating? There's probably better defenders out there, as he's one of the lowest in the team. Of course, Connor Barron's going to stay in because he's Scottish, and Zabranyi's out of contract. Then again, 25. A lot of young players at the club, as when they played United the other day, they also had a young team, so we're expected to reach the final. I live for a save where it just expects us to maybe just challenge a little bit, maybe get out of the group, but to be fair, the board have backed us. Back to having big money are the boys in blue. As first things first, we do need a backup keeper again, as Bazunu just signs. But have I made a mistake here? Should I have gone maybe back for our Scotsman? Because I'm now thinking he would have grown. It isn't at the 80 mark, but it was another Scottish player we potentially could have had in the team. And you're an idiot, Max. Idiot. Because if you do want to replace Rice, that would take us to 5 Scottish players, and 5 Scottish isn't enough. Luckily, though, I know a very good Scottish midfielder, and I'm joking with this man on screen. Of course, I'm not talking about Christie. I'm talking about this man, Lewis Ferguson, who I must say very clearly, do not pay attention to his age. This man grows like a machine and wants to be paid like a machine. 110 grand for his services. On his wage, but that's a Scotsman there. Rice will stay on the bench. As can we really improve this squad? Maybe, but we'd kick a Scottish man out, and we don't want to do that, so 87 million left. Maybe go and get a big player, but add a player in the swap deal. And I'm going to be very optimistic. Maybe even don't need a swap deal. Julian Alvarez from Leipzig, 28, the Argentinian. If he could go on the bench, but no, he's too important to them. Damn it. Well, now I think I will focus on another striker for the bench, and maybe this man is the perfect one. Bonnie, yet again, another French striker in the doors. That good though, this Frenchman, he's actually pushed one of the others out. 87 rated at 25, another young gun. Linked with many a Premier League sides, as this side is very good. Baron with the suspension, 91 rated Abline. Unreal, unreal. And we do have a first teamer from the start hit a 90. We've got a few good ones here. As Yilmaz here from the start, he's also brilliant. And Nicholas Raskin, the captain, leader legend here at Rangers with Ahmad, 87. I expected more, as I can't expect really more from our three Frenchmen scoring that many. I'm actually quickly going to stop talking, use my calculator to figure out completely they've scored 79 goals together. Which, yes, did take research, because my maths is a little bit slow, especially right now, as we do win the Premier League in 5 seasons' time. All my days, the glory we've got without Celtic in the way, as that is a Premier League title. Finally into the cabinet, but it's not the only trophy, you know. The FA Cup is won 1-0 over Burnley. So revenging that competition, sweet. We've got 2 trophies, but does it stop there? I'm going to answer that in short term, no, because we beat Liverpool 2-1 in the Carabao Cup finale, after again beating Burnley in the semis, but that is a treble. In England, now if only we could reach the final of the Champions League. Doesn't look very likely though, 23rd in the league phase. Did see it was above Celtic though, and we did have a lot of goal scorers, so we must have scored quite a few goals, and there is a 4-2 win over Bayern Munich, then a 4-3 squeeze over Madrid, before a 4-2 squeeze over Juventus. This is nuts. But you know what's even more nuts? The fact we got to the semi-finals and didn't have to squeeze it, beating Barca 2-0, meaning a final against Paris with Rangers. All my days. As yes, I see the comments telling me to stop saying all my days. I'm trying, don't you worry, but I'm excited. As for the Champions League, Baron is not suspended, and this is the team we're starting with. As here we go, Bradley Barcola tore Man City to shreds, as this may tear my vocal cords to shreds, but if we can get that trophy, all will be forgotten, and Rangers will have one in the cabinet as Yilmaz. Love this guy, he's a wing back, so he can run forward. Into a little cul-de-sac though, has to try and travel back as Hickey into Baron. Baron with the low down shot. Had to try it as now Hickey. Can he try and get the ball through the middle? Terrible pass from the other fullback. We'd probably have to use Yildirim Yilmaz, or whatever his first name is, as Raskin to look towards him. But Diamande's gone through himself. If Diamande can find the pass inside, it's missed the man. It has gone through to Abline. Oh my days, how's he put it wide? That should have been the first goal. But still, at least it's us pushing as Ridvan. That's his first name. That's a terrible pass. Okay. Maybe we don't use the fullbacks at all. Maybe just leave them to do the defending, as this is a good run from Amad Diallo. Really want him to have a good game, as he has skipped away from the centre-back. If he can put the ball in the box, little bit behind Ekitike. Diamande to pick back up on it though, and he does find Connor Barron, the Scotsman. Pull it across. It's a tap in for Albine. That is the goal we needed just before half-time. Our first signing scores, and just in this replay I'm noticing this finals at Manchester United, Old Trafford, where they literally just played. So should be trying to get results here on my days. Barcola though, that was a run and that was almost a penalty. Come on referee, give us that handball please. I saw it strike Darwin's hand or arm, whatever it is, because they had a little bit of a chance there. Need to probably look for a second goal. Can it be Abline to provide it this time? Because he's gone further out wide. There's a ball into the box there. Diamande runs in there. Now I know why he's the number 10 as a central midfielder who started as a DM. I couldn't believe it when I saw it was number 10. And there he is with the goal as the last score returns provider. Brilliant whipped in ball. João Neves the wrong side. Good stuff, good stuff. But can there be another few goals? Because PSG are going to push forward now, and Ahmad, I'd love him to score. I'm going to try go from the edge of the box. It's a save by Donnarumma. Starting to sound like a droid from Star Wars now. I'm chugging my water. In the meantime, PSG come forward from our chance. Oh my days, Jurgensen. That was really poor, but still, Darwin Núñez cannot keep on side as Raskin. Look at this. Our DM just loves to jog forward through the lines as the captain if he can put that ball in. That is a beautiful ball, and Abline, oh my days, he needed to score. Then again, shouldn't affect the scoreline, and maybe a treble here, or quadruple as Amad Diallo just thread that ball through. Tiki hasn't played much this season, but here he can kill it off, and it's 3-0 to Rangers against PSG in the Champions League finale. Not as good as they was against Manchester City the other night, as the French duo up front now both win the UCL title for us. And this is a nice away kit. I never saw the badge was a little bit different, blue and white on the ribbons, as I've just thought of something. Maybe I don't sound like a droid. Maybe I sound like Miley Cyrus in that clip on Joe Rogan. I don't know, I think it's pretty funny. But yeah, we have won the Champions League. As if you want to see another Scottish team, let me know in the comments below. Who and what challenge? Do they come to the Premier League? Do they do free agents only? I don't know, as let me know, or click on screen for another video.